Hey guys, Wolvie here and welcome back to the channel. As always, the usual disclaimer. Any opinion here is mine and mine alone. Now this is a bit of like a RWBY topics video and it's going to be the second to last RWBY content video I'm doing for the channel. So the channel is going to still be up, but after the Volume 9 Revisited series, which is going to be one video but it's going to be 10 recording sessions, I'm no longer going to be doing RWBY stuff unless it's like my thoughts on RWBY getting canceled, should that happen, or something with Rooster Teeth as a company, should that happen. I just want to make this clear. So, there is some stuff going on with Volume 9 and beyond. Plus some other things here and there with Rooster Teeth that I caught on social media. I'm just going to provide my thoughts on that too. So it's like, sit back and relax. Now, the first part to this video is going to be some stuff tied to Volume 9 and the financial aspect of it. So, there was a bunch of he said, she said on Twitter X about the matter. Now, this is from a while before I saw that little he said, she said thread on Twitter X. Now, this is from Barbara Dunkelman, who still is with Rooster Teeth as far as I know. So we have here, there wouldn't have been a RWBY Volume 9 without Crunchyroll. They helped fund the season in exchange to have the timed exclusivity on their platform. To reiterate what timed exclusivity is, I'm going to bring in a video game that explains this somewhat perfectly. So we're going to look at Final Fantasy VII Remake, not Rebirth, but the remake. Now, what timed exclusivity is like it's amount of time, it could be about a year or so, give or take, where one platform is the only place where you can obtain such any product. For Final Fantasy VII Remake's case, it was PlayStation. I forgot if it was PlayStation 4 or 5, but Final Fantasy VII Remake was exclusive to the PlayStation family for a year before it went to PC, if memory serves me correctly. Which means here in RWBY's case, Crunchyroll had exclusivity to RWBY for a year. Now, you have to remember, I just said it's give or take, meaning that it could be a little more than a year. Which will be the case for Rooster Teeth's interpretation of Volume 9, which I will get to a little bit later in this video. Now, regarding some of the financial aspects of Rooster Teeth and or RWBY, so we're going to go into this. I'm going to zoom in so you're going to be doing this little thing here back and forth, so bear with me. So I believe this is a reply. So this is what Barbara was mentioning. So she was mentioning about like the financials of some stuff. Correct. It's very difficult to be profitable. I mentioned it in another comment, but a 1 minute of animation for RWBY animation costs anywhere from 25,000 to 35,000 United States dollars. It wasn't something they could take on financially anymore, which is why they're looking for solutions or other means to make the show happen. So it looks like they're looking into other avenues for Volume 10, and it looks like, from what my understanding on the matter so far because of this, so we honestly don't know if Volume 10 is going to be a reality. However, I do feel that, I said this in one of my other videos, is that they can finish the story in novels, because they've done 2 Teen Coffee novels, which both of those novels are canon, meaning that the whole thing with Weiss and Yang, I do feel there's some unresolved tension. And it's like, yeah, this could hurt Team RWBY in the long term. But like I said, that's just my opinion on the matter. And for the team to I'm not going to go into that whole for the team to really get it together. I think it's going to be, but I will say that, in short, the team really needs, for the team to really get it together, Weiss and Yang really need to sort out their differences, because in the first Coffee novel, Yang did think of Weiss as an elitist. And that may not sit well with some. Now, another thing to take it into consideration is that this is the Twitter X page for Rooster Teeth, if memory serves me correctly. Now, it says here, no longer an inactive account, archive only. Follow us on Instagram, and I believe that's TikTok. Which means they're going into, like, other places for revenue, and they got their check mark. I think this is a bad idea for them to be no longer active on Twitter X, because it's like, I know TikTok and, Instagram, you really cannot have, like, links in the comment section. I mean, I know they did something with, I know TikTok for a fact, they will not really allow you to have, like, links in the comment section. So this is like, it's like not really treading on good waters. And for Instagram, you can have links, like, in the comment section, but you have to type it in, because it's like you can't simply just, like, click on the link from your mobile device and expect to be taken to the source. And you literally have to type it by hand. So, that's just my opinion on this part. Now, we're going to go into Volume 9 information for the Rooster Teeth website. Now, we have here for the information for the Rooster Teeth website. Now, remember what I said a little earlier, the give or take for the timed exclusivity. Now, this is becoming a little more than 1 year since Volume 9 on the Crunchyroll website. Now, part of me feels that some of the issues for RWBY Volume 9 was where people refused to have a subscription to Crunchyroll to see it there. And if I were to put my 2 cents on that, I don't blame them. Because it's like, you have so many subscriptions, it's like, something's got to give financially. And I do want to mention here that some of the viewership on the Crunchyroll websites, like, it wasn't that good. Like, I mean, in the sense of, like, the numbers, like, of viewers, it's like, some of them was, like, very much voted with their wallet. We're like, we ain't watching this on Crunchyroll, so we're just waiting till it goes on to Rooster Teeth. And I think the voting with the wallet method may work, and it could also hurt at the same time. So keep that in mind. So the release date for Volume 9 on the Rooster Teeth website is the 30th of March 2024. So, and which gives people a little bit more time, okay, do I want to keep my Crunchyroll subscription and go with first? And the reason why I mentioned first, because there's some stuff here for Volume 9 which is exclusive to first members. Now we have here Volume 9 Beyond, meaning that we all know exactly what happened in with Team RWBY and Jean in Ever After. We didn't know what was going on in Remnant. So Volume 9 Beyond is going to be like very much everything there. So it's an animation-style anthology series. We'll tell the untold stories happening in Remnant. So there are going to be other pairings that could become canon. People split up, so on and so forth. Or additional deaths, that sort of thing. So we're probably going to get more of the story. And this is on top of the 2 coffee novels that have already been out. Because this should answer the question about Sun and Velvet. And I mean, depending on certain things in that regard, will this affect a certain ship? We don't know. So I won't answer. Now, we have here something that's exclusive for first members. Cast and crew commentary series. I do feel we're going to be seeing a good amount of comments tied to the execution and writing of Bumblebee. And the reason why I say I feel this is going to come is because you're talking about a ship perhaps the most popular in RWBY, if not the most popular, that deserved a better writing and more consistency and a better execution. And without a consistent storyline for them, without a well-executed writing on them, it's going to be called out. And I'm one of those people where it's like, I don't care who becomes canon. I just want their story to be consistent, to have a well-execution. And unfortunately for Bumblebee, this is where that falls short. It's that I don't care about them becoming canon. I am very critical of the writing and the execution. Now, people are going to be calling me certain types of slur, certain types of name call. Now, I'm very sure there will be people who will say that I'm a certain type of phobe. Now, you could question the things you support. You could question things that don't have good writing, don't have consistent execution, don't have consistency in the writing. You can actually criticize the things you support. And if you're not allowed to criticize the writing of a Bumblebee, if you're not allowed to criticize the execution of Bumblebee, if you cannot criticize the inconsistency that the Bumblebee has done and said, let me rephrase this. If one is unable to criticize the writing, the execution, the inconsistent hints of Bumblebee, then no one should be saying anything about Bumblebee at all. Because you're trying to silence somebody, and that is not good. It's that you're scared to have a civil conversation with people, and this could go into other topics that are not related to RWBY at all, because people can easily take what you say on social media, especially if it's something like Instagram, Twitter, X, Discord, things that people can take a screenshot of easily and spread that like wildfire on social media. And I can include Facebook on this matter because people can take a screenshot and be like, this person's saying this person's silencing this person because of a difference of opinion. And that is really sad for me to have to say that. But it comes down to, with this final part of the cast and crew commentary series for first members, I do feel we're going to be seeing a decent amount of comments about the poor writing, the poor execution, and the inconsistent hints on Bumblebee. We're probably going to be seeing some of that. And it's like, in order for people to get better, they need to take criticism. Myself included. Now, another thing here says Volume 9 Epilogue. This is the Epilogue Extended. Now, there's going to be more to the deleted scene that was shown in RTX. I actually saw the deleted scene on YouTube because somebody was filming it. So there's going to be more for that. I believe that's just for first members as well. Now, the Volume 9 Beyond, we don't know if this is going to be first members only or not. But it'll be surprising to see either way. So this is the epilogue here with Little. So we're going to be seeing a bit of that, more of that. Now we have here a new Grim campaign. This is a Dungeons and Dragons-like adventure taking place in the RWBY universe. Is back for another campaign with special guest Lindsay Jones, who voices RWBY in the whole thing. Now I'm going to check here real quick. Okay, good. Now, okay, good. Now we're going to go into some other RWBY news. So we have here the whole thing with RWBY Come Home. So it's like, yeah. So this is the video. I've yet to see this particular video. So that's that on that. So we do know that's the announcement tied to Volume 9 coming home to Rooster Teeth. Now, we're going to go into something more interesting. This is, now, for those of you, I'm actually kind of familiar with the website this is from. Now, it has been confirmed there are a couple of plushies, in the works from a website called Makeship. Meaning as plushies, it's like crowdfunding, so places like Indiegogo, Kickstarter, GoFundMe, those are just some examples. And the thing to keep in mind with Makeship, it runs on the same formula as Kickstarter, because you have to reach a certain goal by a certain time. If you don't reach that goal, it's not going to happen. So I know RWBY's made other plushies in the past. Now, some people were not really thrilled with the results of a poll because they wanted Raven and or Emerald, but it turns out it's Oscar and Ozpin instead. So this is that's the cat. He's out of the room, thank goodness, because he likes to cause a scene. But anyway, so we do have here, this is the Oscar and Ozpin plush from Makeship with RWBY. Now it's coming out. the crowdfunding phase comes out tomorrow. Now, for those of you who are wondering if I'm going to get either one of these, it's going to be a no, but there is a surprising reason. Surprising reason is that I'm going through a bunch of rearranging in the apartment at the moment, and I simply won't have space. I probably have to look at what I have now and figure out if there's anything remaining that I can get rid of. And unfortunately, I'm running out of stuff to get rid of, so it's it's just one of those things where for space reasons, my bedroom alone is 8 foot by 9, and so it's I simply don't have room. I may have some room in my closet, but it's I actually have to, do a lot of rearranging, so it's I simply don't have the space. If I actually had space, I probably would have, do my part. But unfortunately, I simply don't. And then I am aware of Makeship because it's part of the things part of the space constraint issues I have is that I actually supported another campaign that's not RWBY related. It's something more like a couple of ragdoll cats. That's an actual type of cat breed, if that makes any sense. I follow them on Instagram and YouTube, and they're two really adorable cats, Eevee and Yoshi. I just love those two so much. I got an Eevee plushie and a Yoshi plushie for Sandy, because he loves them. He is a big fan of Yoshi, so it's I couldn't say no to that. And the thing is about the Eevee and Yoshi Makeship campaign, it's they were donating a small portion of the funds to an organization where they were wanting to get rid of testing products on animals. And I'm one of those people where it's I try to use products when it comes to the products I use on my body, I try to go after stuff where they're not tested on animals. Am I a vegetarian or vegan? No, it's just I just personally feel where it's the stuff I like to use on my body, it's I'd rather it be tested on humans, not animals. So, to do a bit of a recap here, so, tomorrow, the 14th of May, is the Makeship campaign for Ozpin and Oscar, which is seen here. We have this sort of thing going on for Volume 9 on the Rooster Teeth website. And to reiterate, it's coming to the Rooster Teeth on the 30th of March. However, I feel with the cast and crew commentary series, I feel there's going to be some comments criticizing the cast and crew for the writing execution of Bumblebee, which in my opinion was bad. It's one of those ships that doesn't quite read the room, because not everybody ships Bumblebee. And I was reading something on Twitter from few Bumblebee shippers where it's like, it's good as a ship, not so much for being canon. But it's going to take me a very long time to dig up those comments. So we have the date here for Volume 9 for the Rooster Teeth website, and regarding the whole aspect of the other news, I do feel there is some financial problems going on with Rooster Teeth. It's just that when you cut off like certain aspects of financial sources, it's a matter of time before it's like the elephant in the room has to be revealed. And it's really heartbreaking for me to say that. And I'm done with this video. So with Wolfie here, signing off, I will catch you all on the flip side.